I must say, I gotta turn it landscape, guys. My phone's on the charger. Oh, and you could, man, hey, this phone is something else. And then my little light, but it's running out of batteries. But woo, hey, this looks spooky. I like this. I could do a live like this. I know I seem like I'm in a better mood. I still have not went to sleep. I've been up for a day and a half or a whole day now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I told y'all I didn't get any sleep. I got through my work day pretty okay. What made it difficult was that what made me or helped me get through it is that I just didn't talk. I didn't say anything. I didn't say much of anything. I just had tunnel vision as far as just the type of mood that I was in, the restlessness, just again, the lack of motivation to want to be out in public, let alone at work. Africa, something did happen with this twit. I really do believe that there is something working. There is something at work when it comes to me and the spirit realm, because if I don't downright look at it as a joke, it does seem supernatural in a way in which things happen to me. So Africa, she leaves about maybe 35-40 minutes after I come in, because then the next manager comes in. During that time, I had put some more cheese inside of the bin, did some other stuff, and then I just posted up. She then, like I've said in numerous videos, she is the only reason why I am leaving this job. She is the only reason why I have started to think about my GED and moving on, because outside of her, I don't have problems with nobody else. So like I've always said, if it's not my health jeopardizing or sabotaging my job, meaning that my attitude is compromised, because let's just be honest, if I just had an air conditioned unit in this motherfucker, I would wake up even after an hour of rest in such a better mood. I've logged this stuff in my mind over time when I've gotten a chance to stay inside of people's houses and shit, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I've took a week off from the gym and took 2 ice baths and got some deep tissue massages. That's how good I feel just being in an air conditioned environment. So being in this environment where everything is like mesh, where the wind can just kind of blow through on all 4 sides, it still gets hot as fuck. Excuse my language, but being that those things do happen to me, Africa decides to say, hey Charles, can you help Caesar restock the line before y'all get hit with another rush? And I've told this story before, how every time she does this, the screen, it's like a little telephone noise that lets you know it's like if it's pieces on the screen to make. It'll ring like a phone, like every single time this chick, I will probably say not every time, but probably all but twice. Every time she does this, but twice, that screen, that phone goes off, as if to say, leave him the fuck alone. If she'll say some shit like, answer, you can answer the phone, Charles, and then the screen phone will ring, to prompt me to go then make pizza. So it's always funny when it happens. I've said this shit to Caesar, but what I've learned in my life is that normally if you are a piece of shit, it's hard for you to identify other pieces of shit. So if I have a gripe towards somebody and it's not in my nature to try to convince you not to like somebody. If you don't like them, you don't. If I don't like them, I don't. But I don't care if you don't like them if I don't. So that's not how I get down. So if Caesar doesn't. It's funny how all these people see the wild and crazy shit, and I mean this goes across the board. My brother, my family, all this stuff that nobody wants to hear it when I'm saying it in real time. But then whenever I'm hanging out with these people or I bring up certain things around these people, they like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I know, dude. I have a sixth sense, and I don't have the time in my life to sit here and divulge how I become like this. I try to tell a lot of people, bro, I did not graduate high school. I was the middle child. Okay, I had a brother who was a renegade, and I had a younger brother under that was a college kid, you know, well-mannered kid, well put together, didn't have to worry about the little nigga. And then, of course, the baby that just committed suicide, he wasn't a problem child. I was the kid that had a problem with my grades, you know, certain moments of disciplinary action needed to be taken because I'm doing some boneheaded shit. Didn't graduate high school. My parents didn't really know who my friends were because I didn't really have any. But the ones that I did, I didn't never go to their houses or nothing. All but one. So I've kind of been looked at as aloof, you know, as somebody who is, you know, he's a little, you know, different. You know, they would be polite and say he's a little different. If I had to guess. But when I make these proclamations about people, I'm not saying it because I don't have nothing else to talk about. I'm saying it because I know this shit is true. So when he goes and, oh yeah, man, Britney was like that for sure. Yeah, you noticed that because Britney's not here anymore. Let Africa, like she was about to do, let Africa get fired or leave for some weird reason. Then you'll want to talk about, yeah, I kind of see what you mean, Charles. I kind of saw what you was talking about. Yeah, I know, but you're a coward. And you would rather, you know, and she's starting to do some gross ass shit where like, Caesar, like, why are you hugging Caesar? Why, you know, and I could hear her nasty ass voice. Are you mad? Are you mad? No, I'm disgusted. It's gross. It's not genuine at all. It's disgusting. She's like, I could hear her now. Are you? Oh, someone's mad. I ain't mad. I'm grossed out. Looking at that cringe ass, ugly, nasty ass hug you giving this boy. And I've waved at her once or twice since she's been back on vacation. But again, she's spiritually disturbed. She don't know how to deal with a person like myself. So she passes me off as how my stepmother used to. Is just like, oh, he just got an attitude. He just got an attitude. If you knew about my health and shit like that, of like, I'm just outside of my bad health, I'm a naturally low energy dude. I'm not a rah-rah type of person. I'm a goofball. I could be a very goofy motherfucker to myself where I have to calm myself down from just cracking myself up. But for the most part, I'm not somebody who just seeks out conversation. But if I told Caesar that, I say, Caesar, if I'm a man, right? If I tell you as a man that I would have sex with you as a female, but I would also punch you in your fucking face, the problem is that it's something internally in you that turns me off. I didn't say I just downright hate you. You're ugly. You're stupid. No, you're an attractive chick. I could imagine, you know, sitting there smoking, chilling with you, talking, and then you getting a chance to know who I am. I don't need to know. I know who you are. I don't need to know. I don't need to just hang out with you. You don't know who I am. And fortunately for me, I don't have the time in this one life that I got to explain to you who I am. I'm not the angry dude you think I am, coming into work, just wanting to have an attitude with you. You, Miss Lady, you describe me as the person that you are. You're the one with the slick mouth. When I hear how you talk to Janet, you have a sassy, a little bratty, sassy way of talking to Janet. How you gonna say my mouth is slick when I don't even respond to you? But anyway, I had a better day toward the end of the shift. Started talking to Caesar, you know, toward the end of the shift, because I told y'all, bro, I don't like talking to that nigga. He's a very shallow motherfucker, and when he taps out of a conversation, he'll either turn his attention to something else or he'll let somebody just totally interrupt. And I tell y'all, man, I've made videos about this. My father made sure when I was a kid, 8, 9 years old, and I'm walking up to him, Dad, hey dad, hey dad, hey dad. My dad like, yo, bro, do you not see me sitting here talking to another grown ass adult? You better go sit your, and he didn't cuss, but he would be like, that's not how we gonna do this, bro. You gonna wait. Or you say, excuse me. Would y'all believe that as an adult, I don't see that. I don't never see another adult walk into a conversation with two other adults and say, hey, excuse me, my bad, I gotta ask you a question right quick. I don't see that at all. People just walk up to you, say what they gotta say, and if you not looking at them, they're gonna probably like turn their whole body in front of your face like, hey, look at me. I told y'all this story before at work. When I told George that same thing, and George was like, I see what you mean, that makes sense. I'm talking literally seconds later, the dude that does it, he came and did it again. And George looked at me with like those smirk. He was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, I told you. And these niggas can't even read the room. They can't even read the room and be like, oh shit, he talking about me. No, you skip that part of your childhood, learning how to wait till two grown folk done talking. So, I did the bare minimum, left George with a pretty decent mess, but it is what it is, bro. I don't feel bad about it because again, there's nothing I could do about it. I'm surprised I make, when I seen that schedule and that bitch said 5 to 12, I'm like, bro, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna make it till 12 with the amount of sleep that I got. I'm pushing it now. I should not be up. But I've learned to just go with it. Just go with the flow. Instead of waking up. I live in the woods, y'all. Wooded area, and on the side of me is a freeway. So I can scream as loud as I want. Some days when I wake up, like last night, not wake up. I gotta stop saying wake up because I don't even go to sleep. But whenever I can't go to sleep and I just pop back up and I just gotta let that, like, fuck! Like, I gotta let it out. I gotta let it out. And that's why I said I don't want to live with nobody. And them niggas having a, oh my God, what's going on in the room over there? I don't know. Sound like he's murdering somebody. And all it is just me, needing to just, because again, man, I live a life that most people would not. Most people say, man, I'll live in my car. I'll live out, nigga. Most people will not live outside for a day, let alone 3 years. Okay? Voluntarily. I don't voluntarily do this. I know there's somewhere I can go, but what it'll do is it'll put me under supervision almost like I'm in jail again. I will then have a curfew. I will then have to socialize and shit like that with other dudes and shit that I don't know. Now I gotta worry about somebody looking at me a certain way and me breaking your nose or you coming at me or whatever. That's why I don't do those shelters. Everybody who's advised, why don't you go here? Why don't you go there? No, I would rather do what I'm doing right here. And I told y'all, this shit sucks. It sucks. But what makes me have that much hope is I know how to get out of this. The same way I got an apartment in one day is the same way that I can find a vehicle. I might have to literally spend my entire check, but to get in something with air conditioning and stuff like that, I know how to get out of this. I don't like sitting how I'm sitting right now. I can't stand up in this tent. This tent was an emergency purchase because of the other tent that's right over there in the grass. It got wore out. And I got tired of the rodents trying to find cracks and crevices to how to get in. Plus, man, y'all know how many times I was falling asleep with spiders right above my head. Spiders right above my head. When it would rain, oh man, you're gonna be pretty screwed. I mean, puddles of water that I would just let sit because I didn't feel like dealing with it. Next thing I know, I'm wondering why I can't breathe and shit like that. Or I'll tell people like, damn, why is it when I come out the tent, I feel better, but when I go home, I start sneezing and shit. Yeah. All that mold and bacteria and shit in that tent. I had to drop $60 on this one. And this shit here is for like kids. Kids will struggle standing up in here. So it sucks, man. It fucking sucks. Sitting Indian style all night long. You know, if I want to stretch my legs out or something like that, I gotta literally get up and get out the motherfucker. Because even still, when you stretch your legs out and you're still sitting on your butt, I guess again it's just my that wear and tear of my tissue, my muscle tissue. That is just, again, and I don't have the air conditioning. As you can see, I'm fanning myself right now because I'm talking, so the heat is kicking. I got the fan plugged up right there, getting ready to rip it. It's probably almost 5 o'clock in the morning. I have totally went against protocol tonight. Haven't touched the game, but I told myself, and this is the next thing, which is, I just got done watching a good film. And for you old heads out there, I watched the film South Central. Okay? 1989. 1991. South Central. Saw a clip of it on Facebook and was like, I've seen that dude before. And went to my movie site, saw it, clicked on it, didn't regret it. Played all the way through, kept me intrigued. Very cheesy in some aspects. The main character, the black guy, wonderful actor. Understanding the times that they were in. These were very simple, I would say like experimental simple times where they would say stuff like, show your ride, my brother, yeah. It's like, they're kind of experimenting, like, people still say that? Yeah, we good? Okay, all right, cool. You hear all the music in the background is nothing but slow jams. I guess Eazy-E and them niggas ain't exist then. I don't know. I didn't hear not one gangster song in the whole damn movie. I saw that movie a long time ago. And I was at work, and that was one of the things I talked about with Caesar. I was like, man, you ever seen that movie South Central? He was like, oh, yeah, man, that's a classic right there. And I mean, bro, when I'm mentioning movies to this motherfucker, and I'm like, have you ever seen, dog. This is the type of shit that made me wonder, what the fuck do they advertise to you on your phone? Huh? I can't pull my motherfucking phone out of my pocket and not see some shit about a damn Sinners. I can't pull my phone out of my goddamn pocket and not hear about the latest movie coming out. So when I'm like, hey, Caesar, you seen that movie, Sinners? Nah, what's that? I'm like, what the fuck is, what, is that a pager in your pocket? Is that even a cell phone? How do you not know? They put the shit everywhere. So a lot of times that nigga be, and in my life, when I've done this in jail or just at the job or whatever, niggas got the nerve to get mad at me when they be like, man, I don't even watch TV. I told you I don't even watch movies like that. I'm like, that's like a kid saying, I never rode a bicycle as a kid. So as a grown person, you're gonna be, man, I never rode a bike as a kid. Why not? Why? Did anybody have a bike for your black ass to get on? Was you scared of falling? Was you too poor to have one? That's the same thing. It's like, I'll bring up, hey man, you ever seen Major Payne? I think, oh my fucking God. Have you ever seen Apocalypto? Nah. Oh my God. How are you older than me and you don't have the discipline to sit down and watch a fucking film? How is this? Have you seen Blood In, Blood Out? Nah, what's that about? Oh my God, I'm done. But then, like, if I say some shit like, I never seen South Central. Oh man, you gotta watch it. Now, my review to the movie South Central. Like I said, the main character, the dark-skinned brother, I've always kind of liked his acting. Now, Ray Ray, for everybody that hasn't seen this movie, Ray Ray, they should have got another character for you, buddy boy. They could have let the other dude, the sidekick, henchman, whatever, fucking partner. He should have been JJ. The light-skinned nigga should have been the bully. Because, I mean, again, these are the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. So everything is still more, like, profound. It's my hood. Hoovers, and we got to make sure we the strongest gang, right? And we are gonna get them and sell our dope to the best, and we are gonna be the best gang in South Central. Hoover. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Who wrote this? Who wrote this cheesy ass? I mean, it literally does sound like a Caucasian man. That nigga sound like a Caucasian. And I know that's how they talk up there in California, cuz they talk like that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that's how y'all talk, but Jesus Christ. That dude there, he didn't have it. I'm sorry. That reminded me of, what's that nigga in Boys in the Hood? The nigga got shot in the back. The nigga that was going to that's like him trying to play that's like him trying to play old Doughboy, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. Imagine that being Doughboy being the one, hey guys, let's get off the block. Everybody gonna be like, Ice Cube is a little bit more menacing in the face. He probably should be the leader. Not this dude with his button, this shit, damn, you got a motherfucker me. Somebody actually found that name brand, the name of that shirt he's wearing on the cover of Boys in the Hood. Cuba Gooding Jr. That was his name. Cuba Gooding Jr. That actual, somebody was like, bro, he actually had a real blah, blah, blah. I don't know the name of it, but yeah. So, Ray Ray sucked. Everything Ray Ray said made me cringe. But what really touched me in this film was several things, and one of them being when I talk about people being out of place in the workplace, meaning you might go to school to be a doctor, but you're not a healer. There was a scene in the movie, for people who know this movie, where the main character's son is now grown up. He's 10 years old, and he's stealing what they would call back then car sound, your stereo. So he's breaking into the stereo while the man inside having sex with his wife. The man hears his alarm go off, grabs his shotgun, shoots the kid in the back while he's jumping the gate. Okay? Mind you, the kid's father, 10 years prior, was told by the police, just give me some names, man. You sure you want to miss your son's life? And they just show you in the movie how he just kind of put his son down, and then they go to the next scene, which was, I didn't know. I was like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna, he's gonna rat him out or something like that, or is he gonna just kind of hold him down? But he held him down, and he did 10 years for them dudes. But there was a scene where the boy was in critical condition. See, right around this time, y'all, you'll catch bums, you'll catch dogs, you'll catch raccoons, you'll catch possums. And they all do a lot of wrestling because the sun's about to come up. And I told you, they start scavenging. And so they start making noise that you would think that bitch is right behind you. They start just saying, fuck everything. We got to find something before the sun come out. But there was a scene where the black lady, which now that the movie is over, I'm thinking that she possibly had one of her children killed due to gang violence. The way she was rubbing his head and she was saying, stay alive, black boy. Just stay alive, black boy. You got so much more to live for. And she was just, for our people, blacks to other blacks, she was a healer. If y'all remember that scene in that movie, she said, you gonna be okay. And she was just rubbing him. She was like, I know you're in a lot of pain, baby. You're gonna be okay. You strong. You got so much more to live for. So then his Sherm head mama come in there and said, I don't really care to talk to him if he can't talk back. He gonna end up in the prison just like his daddy and his granddaddy. And the boy heard that. He raised his head up. He could barely get up. He just put his back down when he heard that. But that was a fine example of that lady was a healer. She healed that boy mind, body, and spirit. She didn't just hook his ass up to a bunch of machines and just walk in and out of the room and, you good? All right, I'm just checking on you. Nah.